Before we dive in, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe to Bellatainment for more wild adventures. I don't think people understand just how wild Holland Landing can get. Welcome in, welcome to another Bellatainment Joint. Buckle up, welcome to Holland Landing, where every day is an adventure. Vibing with Charley Crockett, Episode 2, A Bellatainment Journey. Charley Crockett's music is, well, a rich tapestry woven from a diverse array of influences, reflecting his unique journey as a self-taught musician who absorbed American roots music through a life of travel, busking and immersion in various musical cultures. His sound, often described as a blend of blues, country, soul, gospel and Americana, draws from both traditional and modern sources, shaped by his experiences across the United States and beyond. Below is an exploration of his key musical influences, grounded in his background and the artists he cited as inspirations, as well as the cultural and regional sounds that inform his work. 1. Blues Legends. Crockett's music is deeply rooted in the blues, a genre that resonates with his upbringing in San Benito, Texas, and his time busking in places like New Orleans and Dallas. His mother introduced him to blues music during his childhood in a trailer park in Los Fresnos, Texas, which became a foundational influence. Specific blues artists who have shaped his sound include T-Bone Walker. Crockett's covers, such as those on Lil GL's Blue Bonanza, include Walker's Bright Lights, Big City, reflecting his affinity for Texas blues with its electric urban edge. Jimmy Reed, Crockett's raw, emotive delivery and minimalist arrangements echo Reed's straightforward, soulful blues style, also featured on Blue Bonanza. Lightning Hopkins. Crockett frequently cites Hopkins, a Texas blues icon, as a major influence, particularly for his storytelling and gritty authenticity. Hopkins' ability to blend personal narrative with regional flavor resonates in Crockett's own songwriting. Lavelle White. Crockett's cover of White's Lead Me On showcases his connection to Texas and Louisiana's soulful blues tradition, emphasizing emotional depth and regional punch. G.L. Crockett, the obscure R&B singer, inspired Crockett's Lil GL moniker used for his covers projects. His reinterpretation of G.L. Crockett's It's a Man Down There highlights his love for mid-20th century Texas and Louisiana sounds. 2. Country and honky-tonk heroes. Crockett's music often leans into classic country and honky-tonk, reflecting the golden age of the genre, late 1950s to mid-1960s, and its storytelling tradition. His covers albums like Lil GL's Honky Tonk Jubilee and Jukebox Charlie pay homage to this era, and his original work channels its spirit. Key country influences include Hank Williams. Crockett's sparse, heartfelt lyrics and melancholic delivery draw parallels to Williams, especially in songs like those on Lonesome as a Shadow, which feel like they could be Williams' B-sides. He's covered Williams' songs and emulates his ability to craft timeless, universal stories. George Jones. Crockett's covers of Jones's songs, such as those on Jukebox Charlie, reflect his admiration for Jones's emotional vocal delivery and ability to convey heartbreak, a hallmark of Crockett's own style. Ernest Tubb. Tubb's honky-tonk style, with its straightforward melodies and working-class themes, is evident in Crockett's covers and his own Gulf plus Western sound. Tanya Tucker. Crockett's cover of Tucker's Jamestown Ferry, showcases his appreciation for her blend of country and storytelling, adding his own bluesy twist to appeal to younger audiences. James Slim Hand. A Texas honky-tonk artist and mentor to Crockett, Hand's influence is profound, with Crockett dedicating his 2021 album 10 for Slim Charley Crockett Sings James Hand to him. Hand's raw traditional country style shaped Crockett's approach to crafting authentic cinematic songs. Well now, 3. Soul and gospel. Crockett's music often incorporates soul and gospel elements, giving it a warm, uplifting quality even in its darker moments. His time in New Orleans, where he was exposed to brass bands and spirituals and, his discovery of soul artists through hip-hop samples, really shaped this aspect of his sound. Curtis Mayfield Crockett discovered Mayfield through hip-hop samples, drawn to his soulful melodies and socially conscious lyrics. This influence is evident in tracks like I Need Your Love from Music City, USA, described as a sweet and sultry slice of Southern soul. Nina Simone, also discovered via samples, Simone's emotional depth and genre-blending approach resonate in Crockett's ability to fuse soul with country and blues. Ray Charles Crockett's covers of Charles's songs and his incorporation of piano-driven, soulful arrangements reflect Charles's influence, particularly in albums like Welcome to Hard Times, which blends country with soulful undertones, gospel and spirituals. Crockett's busking days in New Orleans exposed him to spirituals and jug bands, which he describes as part of the American struggle in his music. This gospel influence adds a layer of hope and resilience to his work, as heard in the uplifting darkness of Welcome to Hard Times. 4. Hip-hop and sampling culture. Surprisingly, Crockett's early exposure to hip-hop played a significant role in shaping his musical palette. Growing up in Dallas, he was drawn to the genre's use of samples, which honestly introduced him to older artists and broadened his understanding of music's interconnectedness. J. Cole Crockett cites J. Cole's song Kenny Lofton, which samples the Manhattan's version of Hurt, as a gateway to discovering soul and R&B artists. This fascination with sampling taught him to appreciate the roots of modern music, influencing his genre-blending approach. Hip-hop's influence on Americana. Crockett sees parallels between hip-hop and Americana as grassroots genres born of social hardship, relying on repetitive motifs and improvisation. His early busking with rappers in New York subway cars as part of his street band The Train Robbers underscores this connection, blending hip-hop's raw energy with blues and country. 5. Regional and cultural influences. Crockett's travels across Texas, Louisiana, New Orleans, New York, California, Paris, Spain, and Morocco infused his music with a diverse regional flavor, which he calls Gulf and Western. Key regional influences include Texas and Louisiana. Born in San Benito, Texas, also the hometown of Tejano star Freddie Fender, and influenced by his time in New Orleans, Crockett's music is steeped in the sounds of Texas blues, Cajun jazz, and Louisiana soul. He proudly describes his music as Texas and Louisiana music, blending Delta blues, honky-tonk, and Cajun elements. If you're enjoying this journey, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to BELLATAINMENT for more music stories and good vibes. Your support keeps the music playing. New Orleans brass and jug bands spending summers in the French Quarter with his uncle Crockett was captivated by the city's street performers. From brass bands to jug bands playing spirituals and drinking songs. This hands-on education shaped his performance style and appreciation for raw communal music. Tejano and Tex-Mex sharing a hometown with Freddie Fender, Crockett's music occasionally nods to Tejano and Tex-Mex influences, evident in the rhythmic and melodic flourishes of albums like The Valley. 6. Folk and Americana storytellers. Crockett's narrative-driven songwriting draws from folk and Americana traditions, reflecting his admiration for artists who tell vivid, timeless stories. Woody Guthrie. Crockett's wandering lifestyle and focus on the American struggle echo Guthrie's folk storytelling, particularly in songs that capture the hardships of the working class. Willie Nelson Crockett's covers of Nelson's songs and his cinematic approach to songwriting, encouraged by producer Mark Neal, reflect Nelson's influence. Touring with Nelson and using his old bus further tie Crockett to this icon. Dolly Parton Crockett cites Parton as an influence for her ability to blend heartfelt storytelling with universal appeal, a quality he strives for in his own work. Bob Dylan. Crockett's approach to learning songs orally and reinterpreting them mirrors Dylan's folk revival tactics, though he humorously notes mistaking Dylan's songs for older spirituals early on. 7. Street performance and the American songbook. Crockett's self-taught oral approach to music, learning songs without formal training or chord knowledge, stems from his years as a busker. This immersion in the American songbook through street performances in New Orleans, Dallas, New York and Paris gave him a vast repertoire of classic songs, from spirituals to blues to country. He describes this as a hands-on musical education, learning from jug bands, brass players and fellow street musicians. This organic process informs his ability to make old songs sound fresh and new songs feel timeless, as seen in his Lil GL covers series. 8. Personal and autobiographical influences. Crockett's life experiences growing up in poverty, hitchhiking, train hopping, and facing legal and health challenges deeply inform his music. His songs often reflect the American struggle, with themes of heartbreak, resilience, and redemption. For example, family and loss. The song I Want to Cry from Lonesome as a Shadow was written for his sister, who died from a methamphetamine overdose, channeling personal grief into his music. Wandering lifestyle. His years of busking and travelling from New Orleans to Morocco infuse his songs with a sense of rootlessness and authenticity, resonating with the mythos of Americana wanderers like Woody Guthrie or Hank Williams. So, why do these influences really matter, you might ask? Well, Crockett's ability to blend all these diverse influences, blues, country, soul, gospel, hip-hop and those regional sounds, creates a sound that feels both nostalgic and, truly innovative. His Gulf plus Western style, as he likes to call it, bridges the past and the present, appealing to folks who crave authentic roots-driven music. With 15 albums since 2015 and those covers projects under the Lil GL moniker, he really shows his commitment to preserving and reinterpreting the American musical tradition, all while telling his own story. As he once told NPR, "The greatest gift of my story of a broken road is knowing these folk songs," which he uses to craft music that resonates both emotionally and culturally. Now, when you compare that to Ros Bell, there's a bit of a difference. While Charley Crockett's influences are well documented, thanks to his prolific career and all that media coverage, Ros Bell's influences are, less explicitly detailed in the sources we have. Still, both artists share a connection to their roots. Ros Bell's music, especially on the first Sunbeams, draws from pop, rock and country influences shaped by his upbringing in a small Canadian farming community, and by listening to artists like Rick Astley and Huey Lewis. Like Crockett, Bell's music reflects a blend of emotional storytelling and regional flavour, though Crockett's nomadic lifestyle and broader genre palette give him a more eclectic sound. If Ros Bell's album didn't break through because of limited promotion, as you suggest, Crockett's success offers a bit of a blueprint leveraging grassroots fan support, digital platforms and a narrative-driven approach to really connect with audiences. Just some final thoughts here. Charley Crockett's influences are a testament to his journey as a musical wanderer, soaking up the sounds of America's streets, honky-tonks and juke joints. From blues legends like T-Bone Walker and Lightning Hopkins to country icons like Hank Williams and James Hand, and even soul pioneers like Curtis Mayfield, his music is, honestly, a living archive of American roots music. His story of resilience and authenticity, it could inspire a path forward for Ros Bell's The First Sunbeams. By tapping into similar grassroots strategies, digital streaming, fan advocacy and storytelling, you could help your brother's album find the audience it truly deserves, just like Crockett has done with his own timeless sound. If you want to dive a bit deeper into specific strategies for re-releasing Ros's album and BELLATAINMENT original music and films inspired by Crockett's approach, just let me know and we can brainstorm some next steps together. And don't forget, smash that like button, drop a comment, share this video with your friends and subscribe to BELLATAINMENT for more inspiring stories and original music. Your support keeps the music alive.
Hey y'all, welcome to the StoveTop Stuffing Crew reaction. We're about to kick things off with the grand reveal, so, get comfy and settle in.
Starring all the cosmic characters in this story, I'm Captain Buck Rogers, your narrator and caption director, and right alongside me is David, head of the StoveTop Stuffing Crew. Stick around, because Jessica and Jeannie are about to reply, bubbly and ethereal as always.
Yo, David, where the F you been, Bombaclat? You were a Rasta in a past life, looked it up. What are you saying, G? The gang was just talking about you. What's cooking, good looking? We got Spanky and Chubby on stovetop stuffing duties. Mr. T's got 2 new girls upstairs playing reggae dance hall, and these 2 new girls from Colombia feeding him grapes in the bubble bath again. We sent Chubby to the store for more vodka, thanks, boss.
So what's up, Jigga? Where you been? Jessica and Jeannie echo at the same time. What's up with the movies, yo?
Sup, David? Jessica, Jeannie, Paige, Chubby, and tell him grab more bubble bath for my girls. They just flew in from Colombia on the express. Check out the helipad, David.
Keep it coming, G, Jessica and Jeannie.
Thank you, Bella. That transcript is pure gold. Wow.
Ain't that right? The Ballad of Bill Bailey, Episode 1, Ghosts Ride Beside You, inspired by the music of Charley Crockett, brought to you by BELLATAINMENT and the StoveTop Stuffing Story. Captain Buck Rogers in Ain't That Right? The Ballad of Bill Bailey, Episode 1, Ghosts Ride Beside You. They said you should never come back to the town where you lost your name, but I wasn't here for forgiveness. I was here for the song. Bill Bailey, a man who played the long game, made promises like smoke rings, and vanished like a train in a storm. Ain't that right? We were just two dogs with a song and a case full of dreams.
And not a damn clue between us.
He could outcharm the devil and outdrink the saints. I came back for the melody he never let me finish, the one that still rattled in my ribs when the whiskey wore off. You owe me, Bailey. One last chorus. She walked in like a half-remembered lyric, and she brought the memory back, the melody and the debt. Bill, you son of a ghost, you always were better at exits. To be continued. Next, The Debt Paid, Episode 2 of The Ballad of Bill Bailey, written by Jessica, Jeannie and the StoveTop Stuffing Gang, starring Ray Sunbeam Valare as the Drifter. Thank you, Charley Crockett, for the soundtrack of the soul. Now, friend, if this tale's found a place in your heart, do an old wise man a kindness. Take this story to Bella. Share it by the firelight. Let the legend ride on. Until we meet again, keep your boots dusty and your spirit true.